Hello. Hello, my stars and cards beauties. So today we're going to talk a little bit about what the month of May looks like. And I hope you can hear me just fine. I have my fan going here because it's 80 degrees at the beginning of May. And that's hot. So today I wanted to really start my stars and cards product off in a totally different, maybe not a totally different direction, but a more amplified direction, something that's a little bit more personal between you and me, and making sure that you're getting the information you need in whatever way you need it. So, of course, you have the workbook, and I like to keep my workbooks up in my browser in a tab so that I can just flip back and forth and look at it, see what significant energy might be influencing the day, if any, because not all days have big transits and not all days have things like conjunctions or oppositions. A lot of them do, but not all of them. And sometimes it really just helps to know that, it's not you, that it is, something, an influence that the universe is putting out there for us to reflect on and to reflect our wholeness through. So, happy Beltane, happy May Day, happy May. And we are well into spring, but today it feels like we are really coming into summer fast. Throughout the month of May, we will have 3 planets in retrograde. So we have Jupiter in retrograde, we have Saturn in retrograde, and we have Pluto in retrograde. All in all, that's not too bad. And those are outer planets. And as of today, May 3rd, because I'm a little late in getting all this out, Mercury has finally left the shadow retrograde phase, and it is sailing direct under its own power and doing beautifully. And today when I woke up, it was like, I just need to declare what I want and go get it today. There's like nothing holding me back other than, feeling into some plans that might be new plans. So I might not know how to work it yet. I might not know how to get to that place I want to get to. So I have to, learn. I have to grow into that. But we do have one planet going in its shadow phase for retrograde. Is pre-retrograde, and Mars is going to go retrograde next month in June. But we might be having some hiccups and we might be having some doubt around what our next steps are, because this is Mars in Aquarius. So it's going to have us reevaluating and hashing out whether our actions are actually in alignment with the greater good, or are we taking enough action, being bold and direct enough to get to the place where we are manifesting our dreams and we are getting results. Now, as Mars is warming up into retrograde, so that then next month we're going to have 4 planets in retrograde. We're going to have more, actually. But let's just talk about the Mars, god of war, your fiery side. He's a god of passion, too, the things you stand for. Then we have Jupiter in retrograde in Scorpio, helping us to reevaluate how our shadow side, how our personal power is helping us to move forward toward our dreams, to be in alignment with the abundance that's coming with us. We have Pluto in retrograde. Pluto, our shadow side. So this is all about integration. This is all about taking those things that we aren't sure we could do. We aren't sure we could even allow ourselves. So sometimes that's self-permission. Sometimes that's an added layer of self-care. We don't think we can afford it. We don't think we have time for it. And sometimes it's boundaries, especially for intuitives and empaths. Those 3 things are really up for realignment with Pluto. coming into retrograde so that we can come further into our wholeness. We can be much more grounded, much more real, much more present in this moment. And what else? Oh, and then there's Saturn in retrograde. And Saturn is the god of time and the god of karma. And what he's really pushing us to understand about ourselves is that we are co-creators. We are the hearts and hands of the divine in this world. And it's up to us to take action in a timely fashion, to be very, very present in this moment so that we are able to manifest what we need to manifest. And now with Mars kicking into gear over this next month, we're really going to be questioning whether we are on target, on task, ready to move, and what we need in order to get us there. And we do have some beautiful energies coming through. You can look in your workbook, but there is a beautiful trine coming through that will really help us get in touch with how we can be in our oneness on a daily basis. It'll put us into a much deeper alignment with, harmony for where we are, where the universe would really love for us to reflect in our wholeness with, that sweet spot. So this month is really just a beautiful month of coming in and really understanding how it is we need to be working in this world, the type of functionality we even need. And a lot of times you're going to discover you have to find a different way to up-level your game, up-level your energy, to be able to come back to center repeatedly, time and time again, moment after moment. And that process isn't stressful. That process is coming back to a relaxed state where we're out of worry, out of panic, out of the, oh my God, I have to deal with the chaos, because chaos happens. Chaos happens no matter what stars are in alignment. Stuff happens. We live in a world that is, part of us, we are also part of a greater whole, and that whole continues. Whether we're making decisions and taking actions or not. And we have to be part of that flow. We have to own our space and own our own ability and our own energy to even direct the flow. And no, I don't mean force it. And I don't mean act out of divine alignment. But sometimes we have to hold that space to keep divine alignment as part of the flow. Especially in the chaos. Especially when things are getting kicked up so that new stuff can come in. That'll be this summer. I'm like dead serious. This summer energy is going to be huge. And we're kind of getting a preview of it, at least on the good side. Over the summer, we're really going to have to watch our relationships and watch what we say and watch our levels of resentment and bitterness for perhaps not having gone after our dreams, for perhaps not having the boundaries in place to be able to say, this is my dream, and I am also a mother, and I am also a wife, and I need the support that I need. And here's how we can work it. What do you think? How do you think we can work this so that we're all mutually nourished? Because it shouldn't fall on you to be the martyr. And maybe this summer it's time to drop that story from your life completely. I have to see what the eclipse brings for you. But the goddess Erin comes forward for the month of May. She's about peace. This is from the Goddess Guidance Oracle deck. And she said, there is no need to worry. Everything is working out beautifully. And just because things might get kicked up doesn't mean that we have to stop. It doesn't mean that things are broken. It doesn't mean that we did something wrong. It doesn't mean any of those things. It just means that the universe is trying to make room in our lives for something new and something bigger. And the way you get through the chaos is by attuning to that bigger, more harmonious energy that is out there. And even if that means every day you take 10 minutes, maybe several times a day you take 10 minutes, and you just grow your love, grow your sacred heart space, all the way out past the planet to find that sweet spot. And that's what you have to do. Attune to the peace, and the peace is going to flow in you. And also encouragement. Which is from the Enchanted Map Deck. That's what it's called. And the last message I really have for this month is that we really need to start coming into this mindset, heart set, intuition set place where we recognize that every moment is a manifestation moment. Every moment that we have the positive energy being filled up to the point where we can choose something more, we are manifesting. We are on the road to manifesting our dreams, what we feel that we are called to bring forward in this world. And it's just a matter of choosing something more aligned, and something that is just not based in fear. Not based in fear for money, fear for losing a spouse or significant other or a family member, fear of conflict even. Mars is going retrograde next month. There are more messages around that, but we will deal with that as it comes. I do want to mention that, the whole theme of this upcoming eclipse season is getting in touch with your hidden desires. So right now we're going through this period where we're kind of reevaluating what it is we want and perhaps why we haven't been able to get it yet. So don't let this month let you doubt the direction. Let it allow you to get curious about the approach, how you're approaching the actions and the decisions you need to make, but not the direction. We have to be in touch with those hidden desires in order to flow through this eclipse season, in touch with meeting the needs as we realize them and as they come up over the course of this next up-leveling event, an eclipse, the whole eclipse season. 3 eclipses, 3 full moons, 3 super full moons and 3 super new moons, all happening July through August. But things are going to start heating up by the end of June. So we really only have about 6 weeks before Mars goes retrograde and things start heating up. So we have to use that 6 weeks to go a little bit deeper and to make sure we're being honest with ourselves about what we actually really do want to bring forward in this world. All right. Make sure you're using the workbook. You should journal a little bit about what we just talked about in the workbook too, because that's all stuff that's coming up. And it's all stuff that we are getting a preview into. So use the workbook well. If you have any questions or suggestions, always let me know. Ping out to me. Find me in the Fierce Empath Tutors group, whatever. I am here for you. All right. Have a beautiful month.